Welcome back to Shenanigans, everybody. So, have you figured out how you're going to get these two lovely young ladies who are a charm to speak with?
Yes, and the answer is so obvious. It's been staring me in the face the entire time.
What is it?
All right, so while I'm sitting there at the table, I'll reach into my pouch and pull out good intentions.
Ah! Immediately, you're swarmed by the two of them. Pull a weasel out of your pants, and the young girls come running.
This is good intentions. You guys want to say hi? And first, I'll reach over and let good intentions like run around. Just a big long weasel like on Jane's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go, and this is virtue, and I'll pull up my elven dog, which is being an elven dog even cooler than bringing a normal dog in.
Right. Fairly quickly. What's her name? Jane?
Yes.
Jane is entranced with the animals, as all humans of any kind would be when you bust out.
Especially at age 13.
Especially at age 13. And they're hanging out with the dog. Layla comes back and stops and scratches the dog, and they're hanging out and playing with the dogs and the weasel.
I'll say to the both of them, do you want to see good intentions do a trick? Kind of a naughty trick. Okay. So I'll pull out a silver piece and I'll hand it to Layla and I'll say, put that in your apron pocket.
She does.
Okay, so on my character sheet, it specifies that one of Good Intentions' tricks is just retrieve shinies. So I send Good Intentions to go get the coin. Dive into her pocket and find the coin.
All right, Good Intentions goes and crawls up her leg, up her apron, gets the pocket out of the coin in her tooth, and then comes back to you.
Okay, so I imagine they probably love that.
Oh, yeah. It's a hit. You have quickly semi-befriended the children.
Okay, and I try to let them talk about the animals and pet the animals. That's why I had the weasel go up on Jane first, and so Layla will reach over to pet, and hopefully they'll talk and communicate and become friends here.
Yeah, so they're interacting. It'll take some time. What are you doing with the rest of your time?
I'm smiling at how Martha had given me this challenge. And now these two girls being brought together, and hopefully this one girl will now be better influenced onto a path of virtue. But I know it's an ongoing path and a long path. But today we've taken the first steps on that road.
Very nice. Desmond comes over to you.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pulls you away from the girls for a moment. Says, "Okay, well, thank you for bringing her back here. It
seems like a short-term solution at best.
Well, I figure, get her drunk enough for long enough, eventually the pain will recede and she won't want to murder the sheriff. She'll come to see some senses. It's just gotta give her some time to recover."
Is it really going to recede if all she's doing is getting drunk? It seems like it's just prolonging the process and she needs to actually work. I've heard that there are steps in grief, and we want to try to skip past the kill the sheriff step and get to an acceptance step.
Look, you might want to get to acceptance. I just want her to get past kill the sheriff. I don't care if she grieves for the rest of her life. Well, that's everyone's right to do so. I just want her to not be violent in my town.
Let's get her past kill the sheriff. If the only thing stopping her from killing the sheriff is drinking, then it seems like she's not going to progress.
Time heals all wounds. She just needs enough time. Let's say a couple of months for pass. Her liver holds up that whole time, then she'll be fine. It's not like drinking too much has ever really harmed anyone or caused any social problems.
It seems like she needs a purpose. I think that's how people get through, is they find a new purpose. They have a new reason to lead themselves forward.
Well, I tried to send her off, get her jobs to go and do things. get her out of town, and she wouldn't take any of the jobs. She's pretty content on murder right now, actually.
You mean you offered her random tasks with no clear monetary reward?
No, there was monetary reward. I offered her some good jobs.
Oh.
Yeah.
You offered her good jobs with monetary rewards.
Oh, yeah. That was the first solution. The first, getting her drunk is backup plan. That's actually plan C. Plan A was get her out of town doing other jobs. Actually, plan A was talk to her, reason with her around the sheriff. Plan B was get her out of town with good jobs, give her some time and some distance and some money. Plan C was get her so drunk that she can't kill him and hope that time heals the wounds.
I see.
Miss Silvertongue, a lot of people think I'm just some great hero who's slain dragons, freed people, and has spent my time in retirement running a bar and making everyone serve my wishes for my own greater selfish glory.
Oh, I don't think that at all.
Well, good, because that can't be further from the truth. I work very hard to keep this town in functioning state, and sometimes that means I gotta lie to people, and sometimes that means I gotta deceive people, and sometimes that means I can't cater to everyone's little whim. But I work really hard to keep this place intact, It's not my fault that this place is a center for trouble.
I guess I can understand. In order to try to save that little girl over there from whatever the sheriff was going to do, I had to say some things that weren't strictly true to the sheriff.
You lied to law enforcement? You know what Martha says about that, right? Not a damn thing.
I'm going to have to do some extra prayers tonight.
Yeah, well, you go ahead and you do your prayers and you say your things. I'll just keep serving people.
I think in the end, Martha would have wanted me to save that little girl. She's 13, so young and so naive.
Well, what does she need?
Like us, it's just so endearing to see that young innocence. And to think back to, it's kind of hard to believe ever we're like that.
Yeah. It's hard to believe you were ever such a young, naive, innocent soul with no way in the world.
But it was true. I wasn't always like this.
Woo! I mean, you must have been that way up until the 80th year of the Second Elven King?
Now you're just being silly. We're only in the 12th year of the Second Elven King.
My mistake. I clearly meant something else.
Mm-hmm. For quite a while, probably until my early 160s, to be honest.
Well,
but
I sure would have liked to see what innocent, whatever your name is, was like back then. To be honest, I've already forgotten your name, ma'am. But a lot of people.
Melissa.
Melissa, right. How could I forget? Melissa Silvertongue. God, that name sounds so familiar. Hey! Yeah, there was a guy maybe 6 months ago came around here with the last name of Silvertongue. Is your family big?
They're all about elven size.
Real pervert, that type. Like to hang out with kobolds. I think he had a thing with them. He had a special fondness for that one, Glibglob.
He hung out with that had a fondness for kobolds.
He spent a lot of time in kobold caves. And there was a lot of changing of coin involved.
Were there goblins too?
I think it was mostly kobolds.
I didn't say it didn't happen. I didn't say it didn't happened? I just run on upstairs to my room. It never happened. No, Grandma.
All right.
So she's just kind of freaked out in her room. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. This never happened. Grandma didn't do that.
Grandma didn't do... What? Worries your grandma?
No, it's just her up in her room. She's not talking to Desmond.
Oh, okay. Well, this is... Yeah.
It's a separate thing.
So,
A bad Newtonmas and a young elf who pretended to be asleep so she could go up and see what all the adults were getting up to during Newtonmas.
Oh my. Oh my. Yeah.
And that's when she turned to Martha.
So, the evening passes.
Okay, she's gonna try to calm herself down by reading some of her erotic mummy fiction, and maybe writing some of her erotic mummy fan fiction.
God, you are as bad as what was his name? Morton Bixby. Just as bad as Morton.
It's a priest should know about what the undead do, and because they have to deal with the undead a lot, and so they should know the stories. These are instructive.
Sure. Okay, so
And that's on the character sheet.
erotic undead fan fiction.
Erotic mummy fiction.
Erotic mummy fiction. Wow. Okay.
Right there in the equipment list.
I'm gonna have to take a look at this character sheet sometime, or not. Maybe I can just never look at it ever again. So the evening passes. Eventually, Jane comes up with virtue and
Good intentions.
good intentions. The three of them arrive. And Jane kind of tentatively asks, "Are you okay?
Fine.
Something wrong? You kind of ran away real quick and didn't come back."
I'm back now.
Whenever I got really upset, I'd talk to Matilda and she'd make it better.
Nah, I just decided to do some reading and some writing to, get myself focused again.
All right, well.
So thank you for bringing virtue and good intentions back. I shouldn't have run off with them there, but I'm glad that you were able to take good care of them. And they seem to like you a lot.
Well, they're good. They're good. Are you sure you're okay?
Mm-hmm. How are you doing? I know it must be tough having to take care of yourself the way you do. And you must be pretty strong to do that.
You have to make a choice to be an adult. It doesn't just happen on its own.
It's making the right choices. Well, if you want me to teach you to read later, we actually never got dinner, did we?
I ate.
And you wanted beef. Oh, okay, good. Did you get the beef?
Yeah.
Like you wanted? Good. I'll take care of the bill later.
She nods.
Did you and Layla talk about learning magic?
No. We talked about Ralph.
Ralph? Who's Ralph?
Ralph. No, what was his name?
The boy who got embarrassed in the...
No, the one who you played and died in the big explosion in the fire.
Chad?
Chad, thank you. Talked about Chad. Chad Smuggington.
Who's Chad?
Chad Smuggington, this really stupid, cute boy who disappeared recently.
Disappeared? How did he disappear?
Just didn't show up to school one day. Just went missing. That happens to a lot of people in this town. They go missing.
I've heard that about this town. People just die at an alarming rate. Sometimes whole groups of them just wiped from the face of the earth.
Well, they say Berkshire was built on a hellspawn. I don't know what that means, but
I heard it was built on a dragon mating ground.
I think those are the same thing, right? I don't know. But bad things happen here, which is why Desmond lives here, is to keep all the bad things away. At least that's what he says.
Oh, did you talk to him?
No, I just know all the stories. He's really famous, you know.
You should tell me the Desmond stories, because I try to learn a lot about history, and I'm new here. I've heard a lot of stories about here. That's why I came here, but I don't know that I know them all. And someone who lives here could probably tell me the parts that I got wrong or tell me new things.
She sits down on the edge of the bed and begins to tell you stories of Desmond and all those other things. And I think you guys can talk through the evening and night. But I can't think of anything else. So yeah, I guess you guys pass the evening discussing Desmond stories and having a conversation rather than you pulling her by the ear and dragging her around town. And we can just skip to the next day where you can rememorize spells.
Well, I only cast one.
Oh, fine. All right, next day comes along.
Well, only one that I need to memorize.
Yeah. Next day comes along.
All right, so same spells: entangle, command, and just in case it comes up here, entangle, command, and a cure light wounds, because having just one cure light wounds didn't seem to be enough. I just assumed that the expert healer cure light wounds would be plenty, but apparently not. So 2 on tap.
All right.
So the next day, is Gabrielle back?
Yes, she is. Bright and early.
Is Layla working?
She's at school. It's a Monday.
Oh, okay. I didn't get the chance to ask Layla about Penny, Shekel, Grokma. I'll ask this girl if they're about the same age. Do you know the name of Gabrielle's sister who got killed by the sheriff?
Who are you asking?
Jane.
Oh, okay. Who's Gabrielle?
Gabrielle is this person. I'll explain where she lives and describe her. And she told me she had a younger sister who tried to steal something from the sheriff, and the sheriff killed her.
Penny?
Penny, okay. Did you know her?
Yeah. She used to hang out with us all the time.
What happened?
Sheriff killed her.
But why was she trying to rob the sheriff? Gabrielle
because the sheriff had the keys to the jail cell, and we needed the keys to let all the other people out.
Did you have friends that were in jail? How come you needed to let people out?
Yeah, the sheriff caught some of us that were proving that we're adults and put us in jail, and Penny was gonna get them all out, and then she took the keys, and the sheriff drew his sword, and she drew a knife and tried to stab him, and then he cut her down because she stabbed him.
Wow.
Matilda was really upset.
It seems like some of these choices aren't leading you to become adults. They're just getting you killed. And the same thing could have happened to you. There's different ways to become an adult. Do you know? So the problem is now Gabrielle wants to go kill the sheriff and might get killed herself. The choice that got made might lead to another person getting killed that Penny probably wouldn't have wanted to see die.
Huh?
Gabrielle blames the sheriff for killing Penny, and now Gabrielle wants to
Well,
go
the sheriff
kill the
did kill her. He deserves to die. Gabrielle should go kill her, whoever she is. Or him.
But what happens if Gabrielle herself gets killed by the sheriff? He probably knows how to fight pretty well.
I don't know. Then she's dead. That's what happens.
You think Gabrielle would have, or that Penny would have wanted her sister to die that way?
I don't think she cares. I think she's dead.
Well, do you think she cared before? That that's what she would have wanted?
Stupid questions.
Well, something else Gabrielle said that seemed that she didn't know the answer to, but one of Penny's friends might know. Is she said that Penny seemed really depressed, and then all of a sudden Penny was really happy that day.
Well,
she went.
Yeah, because she found out where the keys were. She was super excited to go free everyone from prison.
But why was she depressed before?
Because all of her friends were locked up.
How long were they locked up?
A couple of weeks.
They were getting caught for stealing?
Yeah.
Look, there's different ways to be an adult. Desmond is an adult.
Well, I'm not a great warrior like Desmond. I can't go kill dragons.
I'm sure he wasn't killing dragons when he was 13 either. And I didn't know how to cast spells when I was 13. But you can learn. You can decide what you want to be. Becoming an adult is doing the work to become the person you want to be.
Get it? You don't think I'm an adult. You think I'm a kid. I understand.
No, I think you need to choose what you want to do and work to become that.
Well, are you going to teach me to read or not? I thought you were going to teach me to cast spells instead of just lecturing me on how I'm a bad person.
I didn't say you were a bad person.
You just implied it.
Well, I'm sorry if I did, because I don't think that at all. Anyway, I'll just put away this writing. It's not important. Oh, good, you can read it. And we'll tuck that away in the scroll case and put it under the mattress and there. And get out these other
that spell that you tucked away?
No, it was stuff about how to fight the undead.
Ooh, I want to see. She goes towards wherever you put the things away.
There's no pictures. No, there's no pictures or anything.
Well, read it to me then. What's going on?
That's for a later lesson. We'll work on first. Let's learn how to write your name, and so I'll start her on some basic writing.
All right, you guys.
And I'll rehide the Mummy Twilight story.
All right. These things continue. You hear, partway through the day, you hear a roar from downstairs. Sounds like Gabrielle. And you're cursing, sound of cups and glasses breaking, tables scooting, and people, yelling.
All right, I'll go on down there. What in Martha's name is going on?
You see Gabrielle's drawn her mace, and she smashed at least one bar stool into bits and pieces on the ground. Desmond standing behind the bar, hands on his hips, not worried about her, being like, Gabrielle! For the last time, the bar stool's not the sheriff. You shouldn't be killing the sheriff. Why don't you sit down and have another drink on me? Alright, just take your time, calm your nerves. You know how your hand gets shaky when you haven't had a drink in a while. Gabrielle says, no! That's it. I've waited too long. The sheriff got my sister killed, and I'm just gonna go put an end to him now. There's nothing else anyone here's gonna do to stop me, are you? Gonna stop me? She says, raising her mace threateningly.
And I go,
don't think
Gabrielle, look at what you're doing here. You need to desist. Command.
Is it 13 int is a save for her?
Let me see. I closed up that link, unfortunately.
She has 15 intelligence? Oh my god. I think that gives her a saving throw. Unless it's wisdom.
Plus, you need to act a little more intelligently if she has 15 intelligence.
Many smart people have been drunkards. Man, A, B, C. Yeah, 13 int or higher. Does she make her save? God, no, she does not make her save. Fails miserably. She desists in her actions for a full round.
Okay.
You have 1 round to do something.
I will walk up and I will try to do the classic Martha, get in her face while trying to ease the mace out of her hand. Okay, whatever you think has happened here, Desmond has done nothing. He had nothing to do with this, and you've been smashing his bar stools and creating this scene. And I know your heart aches right now. I know how that must feel. Is she, with the whole desist thing, am I able to kind of ease the mace out of her hand?
She holds on to it. Still.
Okay, then I'll just kind of leave my hand resting on hers and trying to be kind of comforting, but
Fine.
also...
Desmond's got nothing to do with it. I'll leave. I'll just go kill the sheriff and then go rot in jail for the rest of my life, but then at least I'll have avenged my sister. So let's go. Help me kill the sheriff. Come on.
You're Gabrielle. I think you've been drinking like this because of the pain.
No shit.
Killing the sheriff isn't going to get rid of the pain because your sister will still be gone.
Yeah, whatever. At least it'll be avenged. I'm not here to get her back. You can't bring her back. You can't bring anyone back, but I can at least get revenge.
You can actually with a high enough cleric.
Well, then you bring her back.
I'm not high enough yet, and no one seems to last that long.
Well, then you should go visit the gnomes. They'll help you out with that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go kill the sheriff.
Is that what your sister would have wanted you to do? To rot in jail the rest of your life? Is that what Penny would have wanted?
Well, her round is up, and the round is up, and she decides to continue going.
Okay, I've got my hand on her hand that's holding the mace, and I'm trying to position myself in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go, you know what? There's nothing there's nothing you can do to bring Penny back, but you upstairs, there's a young girl somebody who needs someone to do something for her. There's a young girl who's an orphan. You can't bring back Penny, but maybe you can give someone else the life that Penny didn't get to have. You can't do that while you're behind bars.
Make me a charisma check.
Nah, crap. It's not as high as others. It's reasonable, but let's see. It is 13. All right, let's see if we can get a good die roll.
Ooh, very good. She gives a sigh. A young soul in need of direction.
Mm-hmm. She's already starting to head in a good direction. I think she just needs someone to guide her. She lost her parents. She was a friend of Penny's, actually.
You knew Penny, huh?
She
You're just
did.
saying that, aren't you?
No, I asked her about Penny.
What'd she say?
She said that what happened is that Penny's friends got arrested, and so Penny decided to try to steal the key from the sheriff to try to free her friends.
And then that's why the sheriff killed her?
Yeah. And then Penny drew a knife. I guess it's because Penny was so loyal to her friends and so caring that led to all that. It wasn't Verluna after all.
Verluna never had anything to do with it. I said she should have Verluna in her life. We all ought to have Verluna in our life. Verluna is what makes life good. Verluna and Jexel. But okay, I'll watch over this little... What's her name? I'll train her up to be a fantastic warrior, and then together we'll kill the sheriff when she's ready. And where is she?
Pin on the second part of that.
Where is she? I'll go talk to her.
I'll go find. I'll lead her upstairs to Penny here, and go. Penny, there's someone who wants to talk to you. Or sorry, Jane. There's someone who wants to talk to you. This is Penny's sister.
The two of them meet and greet, and I think that will actually wrap us up for today. Quests were completed in interesting fashion. Let's roll out.
I'm not sure what other way they could have been done in.
Well, you didn't put a stop to Matilda, the person who was enchanting young women, young children to go and do crime for them.
I haven't put a stop to it yet.
That's true, but considering Shenanigans episodes are standalone episodes, she's...
Oh, do you think I'm going to let this corrupter of youth stand?
I mean, who knows what next week will contain.
By Martha, no.
But you did prevent Gabrielle from fighting the sheriff. So you saved Gabrielle and the sheriff. I'm
leading a girl to higher education.
You created and solved a quest about reforming young children in the town. You didn't just put a stop to the person who was polluting them, you reformed one of them. And yeah, some other great stuff in there. So, why don't we do... Why don't we do a total of 700 experience for the session? You don't have to divide it among anyone.
Nice.
And mark that for your own. And that will conclude our episode of Shenanigans for today.
In time for the debate.
Yeah. Good thing you put on your armor to go through town. And had 2 Cure Light Wounds spells on you.
Do you think I just like make these characters in 10 minutes?
Yeah. No?
This takes time.
Puts your heart and soul into it.
Well, it means reading a lot of rules.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that half the fun of D&D is making new characters when the old ones die? I figure every time a character of yours dies, I'm giving you an opportunity.
For them to last more than one episode.
What?
That's why I just gave up. This one has no plans, no overarching scheme.
You know, I think only one character has died in one episode, right? Chad Smuggington? He's the only single episode character you've had, right?
Yeah, I guess it's the only single episode.
Yeah, everyone else has survived for a long time. I can't tell you the number of characters I've had that have survived a single episode or a single session. I had a character who died in 45 minutes once. That's actually the character who died in 45 minutes. His name was Desmond the Dashing, and he's who this Desmond is modeled after. What he could have become if he hadn't died in 45 minutes to a group of hobgoblins who captured him. This is the This is the Desmond that could have been.
This is your Desmond fan fiction, is what's
Yes.
going on here. This whole campaign is your Desmond fan fiction to your own character. Fan fiction of your own character.
This is yes. For those of you that want to watch Desmond's 45-minute run, it's like a 2-hour Dicing with Death episode. You know, the first hour and 15 minutes is making the character, and then the 45 minutes is him dying. You can find it on regalgoms.com. Scroll to the bottom, you'll see Desmond there. He's really not that impressive, but I'd love to very much anyway.
Right after the break, or right as the break was happening, somebody said something to the effect of Neil is a teenage girl masquerading as a man. And I think we've just seen the proof. His entire fan fiction for your own character.
I like to call it an homage. All right. Well, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. If you are watching this live, I encourage you to go watch the American presidential debates if you're, an American, or in the United States at all.
Or your country is threatened by the potential horrific mistake the U.S. might make.
Yeah.
Which is the entire world. And
yeah.
At least maybe the moon, too.
Yeah. So, check it out. And if you haven't registered to vote, you should do that right now. You can register to vote online. You should do it. If you can't register, if it turns out you can't register online, they'll usually send you a form that you can just sign and mail in. Just make sure you vote. And that's it. We're out. See you guys next week on Shenanigans. Bye, everybody.